And we've essentially been listening to heavy, screamy music since we were early teenage years, maybe mid teenage years. The mainstream, you can laugh about pop metal and new metal all you want, but essentially that screaming music has been mainstream since the late 90s. If you start with Rage Against the Machine, you could start in the early to mid 90s, but screaming music has been at least somewhat considered mainstream since the 90s. And now all of us who are in middle age have grown up with screaming music. And so it's not quite as jarring. Headlines on Facebook aside about Jimmy Kimmel fans hating and being scared and whatever else, it's not so far out of the realm of normalcy that screaming music would be graduating to mainstream television.
You think about like even like Jonathan Davis from Korn, like that was not the same type of screaming, but it was an unorthodox sort of vocal approach. But I even think of like System of a Down when
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what was that? What was their big breakthrough song? The from Toxicity. What was that? Oh my gosh,
Chop Suey.
Chop Suey. Thank you. When Chop Suey came out, and had some screaming in that like that, and that was a huge song that was everywhere. And System of a Down was a very popular band for a long time. So you're right, like this has been around, like, so as people our age are becoming influencer, like again,
Decision
Jimmy Kimmel,
makers.
decision makers and influencers. I think it's not like totally out of left field for us to hear something like that, regardless of how much you might like that kind of music. I don't think it's quite the same jarring effect as it would have been without some of these trailblazers that came before, but I think it's really cool.